Mugs are the humblest thing that you make, but they're also the handiest and most useful. I'm sure I use a mug more than anything else. I'm not that big on drinking, but whether you have a bowl or a plate with a meal, you're going to have a mug with it. At least I do. I like to drink out of a mug more than any other form. Anyway, while talking away here, I am making the mug. It's just a cylinder. I leave a little bit at the top to give it that extra lip to it, which is mostly stylistic. It's not that important. I rib it off and sponge it off to get any extra water off from the inside. Work on the lip to make it nice and smooth with the chamois. Trim the bottom and the mug is made. When the pot's leather hard, usually I make handles 2 at a time by making a cigar shape that slopes towards both ends and cutting it in the middle, usually on the wire on my wedging table, but for these purposes I just cut it with a needle in the middle. The reason I make them 2 at a time is just efficiency, since I might have to make 30 or 40 at a time. And it's nice to have that slope. It helps make it, when you're pulling it, taper off very nice and evenly if it's already sloping a little bit to begin with. So I clean up the pot bottom and get it signed, all ready to put the handle on. And then score the location where the mug's going to go on. Here I'm showing the area you're going to score. That's not really something I do all the time, but for demonstration it gives you an idea of where you want to score. There is slip put on the end of the cigar that's stuck onto the pot. Make sure it stays well. It's good to let it sit up for a minute or two to harden up before you start pulling, but if you don't pull very hard with a wet hand, you can start pulling immediately, as I'm demonstrating here. Keep pulling until it's long enough, and then attach it at the bottom. The wetness of the handle usually will make it attach pretty well there, the wetness from the pulling. Then I make the handle and finish the shape to try to fit in 2 or 3 fingers. Make sure it's good at the joints. So that's the basic mug. It's a harsh reality that mugs sell better when they say things on it, just like t-shirts. So I hopefully will sometime remember to show you my technique for stamping names and logos on the side of mugs, like this Spirit Lake mug.